Alright, we're on the play for our first round. We're going to keep this hand. You also might notice that my audio level should be much better now because I found a way to adjust the volume in OBS Studio. Bumped up my microphone audio to 1.5% or 150%. Right, killed my servant, that's fine. Let's drop a rogue refiner. Generally better to play refiner before Whirler Virtuoso in the mirror. You want to sandbag Virtuoso as long as possible. Like here, he's only going to get one Thopter out of the deal because I'm going to kill his with my own Harness Lightning. So my Virtuoso is going to get me much better value. Oh, he's just not going to... Okay, so he might just have two Virtuosos, that makes some sense. If he's not spending the energy, or he has a Hydra, both of those make sense. So this hand isn't great for the mirror, but it's serviceable. Depends on how good his hand is. If he has like a bunch of Viziers or maybe a Confiscation Coup, things could get bad. Cub I'm not so worried about. Yeah, this hand hasn't developed super well for the mirror. He can put two counters on it right now, on the Cub. So I could attack with Refiner. He would have to commit to putting both, using his energy to put counters, and then I could trade with Magma Spray. It's a 2-for-1 trade, but it does drain his energy reserve, and I get to preserve my Harness Lightning. If I was going to do that, would I want to send with a Servant as well, is the question. I don't think so. Let's send with just Rogue Refiner. He probably is just going to take this, if I had to guess. Oh, he wants to do this. Okay. He's going to put the counters. I'll let damage happen. And then I'll just Magma Spray post-combat. Then I'm not going to play the Virtuoso right now, because he has mana open to kill it. I'm going to wait. I'm going to Harness Lightning his next play. Most likely a Glorybringer. Ooh, Chandra, that's bad. So that might have been a mistake. I was thinking Glorybringer, not Chandra. I would have thought that he would play... He would have played Chandra. What did he do that turn? He played Cub and held up mana, I guess. Not sure. It's not the end of the world. Now I get to play Virtuoso and be able to make 4 Thopters, or 3 Thopters. But our hand still is not developing. We haven't drawn any of the cards that you really want in the mirror. He still has 3 cards in hand. It's also a matchup where being on the play actually doesn't matter that much. It's a Servant, that's fine. Servant, okay. So 2 of his cards were Servant, that's not the worst case. So now I get to make 3 Thopters. I'm going to send them all at Chandra, in case he has 1 removal spell to save her. Although it does mean that Harness Lightning can no longer take down a Glorybringer. At some point in the future it will be able to, though. Okay, so Hydra's interesting because currently we can't protect it from a removal spell. But actually it doesn't matter that much, because if he kills it with the energy trigger on the stack, I can just use the energy on a Virtuoso later. So I'm still going to play Hydra. Oh, rebuff. Wasn't expecting that. So that makes sense why he would play that previous turn the way he did, where he played the Cub instead of the Chandra. Don't see rebuff very often. I'll keep it in mind. I don't think it's that good in the mirror. It's pretty good on the play, I guess, but like on the draw, it's pretty easy to play around if you know about it. Did obviously get me there. Well, that's bad. Can't stop it. Gonna have to kill it. Okay, he's out of cards, that's the one good news. So basically it's just whoever's gonna draw a Haymaker first is gonna win this game, it looks like. And I do have quite a few Haymakers in my deck. Okay. Let's go ahead and chip in with our servos. Doesn't want to make any servos to block, interesting. Play Servant. I don't actually have to spend my Abrade right now. Now I can hold up Harness Lightning in case he draws a Glorybringer. But if he plays a another energy producer, I'll just kill the Virtuoso with it on the stack. Or we'll just do it in combat here. I'm just going to block Servant, Abrade the Virtuoso. So I think we're slightly ahead here, not by a ton. Another Abrade, huh? How much do I want to race here? I'm behind in life. I can Abrade the Servant. Probably won't though, so I can kill a Hydra on the stack. Also don't want to trade too aggressively with my Thopters in case he plays another Planeswalker. I think I'll send with 2 Thopters. I'll trade for one of his Thopters. I'll kill his Servant if he gives me the option. The Thopters generally don't decide the mirror. You basically just use them to trade for other Thopters and pressure Planeswalkers, so you have to play kind of a delicate dance with them. Even though they do generally cancel each other out, you have to keep that in mind. Alright, so we're going to kill that. Trade. So now we'll be able to cast Glorybringers if we draw them. I think I'll go ahead and just trade off the last Thopter. I'll take a hit from Servant, and if he doesn't play anything else, I'll just Abrade it. He's going to start leaving it back, so I'll take 2. Ooh, main deck, huh? Okay, I'll just kill that then. Alright, let's get something big here. Nope. Now I'm just gonna have to start leaving my Thopters back. Still don't want to kill that Servant. But now I think I'm just on defense until I can find something useful. It's not attacking. That's good, I guess. Alright, that's a card. Actually, let's go ahead and send with our Thopters. This would be good if he bricks like 2 or 3 more times, but I think I still am going to want to find like one more card. Alright, that helps. Well, we didn't draw any of our silver bullets, but we still got the job done. Don't know what that tells me. So on the draw in the mirror, take out all my 2-drops, cut 1 Virtuoso. I bring in Planeswalkers, removal, Gear Hulk, all the super powerful stuff basically. And then I usually cut, let's see, I'm on the draw. I could cut another Virtuoso if I wanted. I can cut a Hydra, a Glorybringer. Could bring in Negate also. I'm bringing it in against 4-color because of like Vraska and maybe Nicol Bolas. But generally on the draw I think it's too slow. Let's just cut, because Hydra's good if they have Hydra, because you need Hydra to block it. Virtuoso's kind of the same deal, you only want it if they want it, otherwise you don't really want it. Mirror's kind of weird in that way. Keep in all the cheap removal. I could cut like Magma Spray. I mean, some people do leave in their Long Tusk Cubs on the play. I think it's wrong, but I don't know, maybe I just don't need it. I also like it against Scarab God, because it's a rare way to answer it if you like double it up with another removal spell. I think this is fine. I think it's, I mean the options are like another Virtuoso, a Hydra, a Glorybringer, or the Magma Spray, basically. But all these other cards I think I do want. Once I know more about what he's up to, I can make some determinations. So this hand's obviously good if we find a green source in the top 2 cards, but I think it's way too risky. Alright, I guess this is a keep. Bottom that. Yeah, Magma Spray is generally, if you would keep it in, it would be to snipe a Servant in this exact scenario, but we can just use Harness Lightning. Just means we won't have a Harness Lightning later. Now he's representing Revolutionary Rebuff. It's almost guaranteed to be what he has. So I'm actually not going to play anything because of that, and because we have nothing to do next turn, and because we have the Chandra's Defeat. Like, the worst case scenario normally would be if he just gets to slam a Chandra here, but we have a way to kill it, so I hope that's what happens. Yep. We even get to loot if we want to. Probably do want to loot away one of these Glorybringers. Try to find some different action. Braid's okay. Glorybringer's not as good on the draw. It's not good on an empty board, because it's easy enough to kill for value. Play a Rogue Refiner. After my computer's done lagging. There we go. It's not a bad card. This is kind of the worst time in the game to play a Nissa, though, is the problem. You really want to cast it super early or super late, because a Glorybringer can come down and just snipe it. Right, Hydra's fine. It is going to be big and annoying, though. Let's play another Refiner and try to find some lands. Probably going to have to double block that Refiner, or the Hydra, rather, and it doesn't feel good. Let's go to Mountain. Guess I don't have to block it right now. Depends on what he does with his turn. If he plays like a Glorybringer or something, it might change things. If he has a removal spell, he'll be able to just kill one of the blockers, put a counter, and I get 2 for 1. It does buy me quite a bit of time, though. And it forces him to do that. Don't know if it's correct, but I think given my hand and kind of how far behind I am on tempo, I need to... Like, I know this is going to happen, I'm just thinking it's not that bad for me. I'm going to need to find, like, a Vizier or something to deal with that Hydra anyway. That'll be good later. So, like, Nissa is no good here because it'll just die. Probably just going to play Virtuoso. Supreme Will, that's fine, I got it out of his hand. This is starting to get a little tenuous, though. What is this? Oh, another Hydra, that's bad. That's real bad. So let me think. He's gonna have 9 energy. Yeah, this is kind of game over, unless I find a blocker of my own for that Hydra. That's not gonna do it. I'm actually gonna pack it in right now. I can't beat those Hydras. Even though I don't like Hydra very much in the mirror, like, it's kind of exactly what I was talking about in the deck tech, or in the sideboarding, like, if your opponent has Hydra, the only way to deal with it is your own Hydra, so you have to keep it in your deck. On the play, I still like Chandra's Defeat. I like bringing Servants back in on the play. I could consider Negate, but I still haven't seen anything worth negating. Options would be second Virtuoso, or second Glorybringer, or rather third and third. Even though that game went the way it did, I think I'm actually going to cut a Hydra. It's even worse on the play than on the draw, because when both people have a Hydra, it's better to be the one on defense, because you get to dictate if the trade happens or not, and how much energy both players have to spend. Could consider trimming on a defeat for a negate if I thought my opponent was going for more of a defensive stance. I think this will work though. My opponent seems pretty savvy, they seem to know what's going on, so negate goes up a little bit in value, because if the game goes long, both people know like how the game's supposed to play. So maybe we can consider negate over a Glorybringer. I can rely on my other top end threats to get me there. Glorybringer is pretty good on the play though, so maybe I'll just trim on a defeat. I don't normally do that, I usually just go with 2 defeat and no negates. But against a smart mirror opponent, I think negate's going to have more value than a defeat, because he knows about defeat and he'll know, especially because he saw it game 2, he'll know to play around it. Alright, this is a very good hand I'm going to keep. Doesn't have removal, but doesn't really matter because I don't expect him to play a 2-drop. If he's smart, he'll know to take out all of his 2-drops on the draw. Ooh, Servant was also a good draw. So now he's priced into killing it immediately. We'll just play Rogue Refiner and go from there. It's all according to plan so far. This hand is actually phenomenal in the mirror. I'm feeling pretty good. Magma Spray was good here though, because that means he'll get to hold up 2 mana, but we do have this Supreme Will, so I'm not too worried. It was a good draw too. He either has to play into the Supreme Will, or... yeah, this is going to go very well. Counter whatever this is. This looks like a Nissa. Do I use Negate? Supreme Will is more expensive, it's harder to utilize, but Negate is more narrow, so I think I'm just going to use the Negate. Then I'm going to slam this Glyph Keeper and see if it takes me all the way. The only answer to it really is a Vizier, but we have a Vizier of our own to copy the Glyph Keeper, so we'll see how this works out. It's just impossible to answer this. You need to have, like... he already used the Magma Spray. That's a good mana efficient way to break the ability. But otherwise... oops, let's have 6. Like, you need to have 2 answers to it. And we're about to have 2 of them. Start by attacking. Then post-combat I'll try to copy it. Guess I'll tap like this. He can counter this if he wants to. I'll just go to the yard. I could have played Rootbound Crag pre-combat to play around that, but he could have also had Supreme Will, so I don't think that was correct. The fact that this has Embalm means that it's fine. Chandra's fine. Can't answer Glyph Keeper. I guess he can like double Harness Lightning. Or just play... what is this? Yeah, Vizier, figured. It's fine. Confiscation Coup. It's not helpful at the moment. Couple options this turn. We can attack Chandra and then just Embalm, or we can reanimate Vizier on Glyph Keeper. Guess that accomplishes the same thing. This way we get to use all of our mana. There's no way for us to have 2. Maybe I don't even want to attack. Maybe I just get back this Vizier right now. has the turn. If I find like a 2-mana removal spell, I can take out his Glyph Keeper with... I can steal it with Complication Coup, which is pretty good. He looks like he's nearly out of cards though. He only has one. But he does have Chandra active. Alright, looks like he's gonna go ahead and break the Chandra, or break the seal, and then finish it off. Which is fine, I still have another one. So he's out of cards. So yeah, my best draw here would probably be just like a Braid or a Harness Lightning. I guess we don't have a Braids in our deck anymore, but Harness Lightning. The tune doesn't help too much. Doesn't really do anything, doesn't accomplish anything to attack, other than making him use his mana next turn. But it also taps us out, and I'd like to hold up Supreme Will. So let's just go fetch an island, play island. In fact, I might just want a Supreme Will here. What does that accomplish? What would I want to play main phase? I guess like my own Chandra? Yeah, my own Chandra would actually be great here, because I could finish off his. So let's do that. Or if I find like a Bristling Hydra or something, I could play that. Harness Lightning's good. I can use that to steal his Glyph Keeper next turn. It's probably worthwhile. Or I could just take Rogue Refiner, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I just want Harness Lightning. If he had more cards in hand, I might play that differently, but I think this makes sense. Upstairs, Servant I don't care about. He kept those in on the draw, that's interesting. I think that's a mistake on his part. Alright, so now we're going to make this play. We'll break the seal. And then we'll try to Confiscation Coup. Technically should have left up a red to bluff Chandra's defeat, but whatever. Oh, do you draw a counterspell? That's no fun. Alright, fine. So now we actually are kind of behind. He had to top deck a counterspell for that to work for him. Okay. In that case, we have to keep passing the turn. So now we're behind because of his active Chandra. Ooh, is this a Nissa? I mean, sometimes your opponent just draws really well. Like, I'm not going to complain about this. I thought we were very far ahead, but then he just had a string of draws that matched up very well with ours. We're going to need some help here. How much mana do we have? 8? Like, doesn't help me at all. I mean, I guess I can Gear Hulk Supreme Will to try to find another Harness Lightning to make the same, attempt the same play next turn, but now we have a Nissa to contend with. But at least we'll have a Gear Hulk, I guess, to... Oh, I don't know. I just have to pass, though. See how aggressive he wants to be with the Nissa, I guess. So I guess I should check what he did with his scries. Top. That's interesting. Why? Not sure why he would keep a tune on top. Bottom top. Land is his last card. Virtuoso, that's also annoying. I can't counter that. I'm just gonna let it happen. Probably gonna have to Gear Hulk it. Just Gear Hulk. I feel like I need something else though. I need to get rid of multiple things here is the problem. He can make 3 Thopters. I think I have to find a way to get rid of that Cliff Keeper, or steal it rather. So I'm actually gonna go for the Supreme Will and try to find another Harness Lightning. Or like a River's Rebuke. Chandra's Defeat does get rid of Chandra. So that's one problem down. Should probably do that. And I'll wait until I draw to do so, so I can make use of the loot ability. Huh, that's actually pretty good too. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we have exactly enough mana to do everything I want to? 1, 1, 2. Yeah, we do actually. So this is going to work out fine. So we'll make this play. Break the seal. Steal it. Pay the energy. And now we want to, I think, attack Nissa. He's going to use a Thopter to protect its loyalty, that's fine. We're not low enough that we have to worry about getting one-shotted by the ultimate. If he wants to do this, I'm okay with it. Because of the Embalm, I can just get it back. This is one of the craziest mirror match games I've played in a while, so that's fine. And then we'll do this now before he untaps. So now we're tenuously ahead, but he still has that Nissa, and he could draw something to change the tide because we're out of cards. If he finds like another Vizier, for example, put a card on top. Wow. I thought I was going to lose that game for a while there. We actually hit the perfect combination off of the Gear Hulk Supreme Will to keep me in it. Wow, super interesting. Good start to the day.